How did you ever get started in the interest in doing these YouTube videos like you're doing with Cringe Report?
I never had an interest in doing YouTube videos. I never would have. TNCC or Nick approached me with the idea, and it sounded like a good, fun idea. So I decided to go along with it. I don't have any particular desire to do YouTube. I don't consider this documentary and filming YouTube. It's just a film.
So in other words, you started out, of course, doing videos, music videos, and then when you got involved with TNCC and Cringe Report, that was the first time you were doing videos involving satire and comedy.
Yes.
And how does it make you feel to be doing those kind of videos now?
It's enjoyable. It's fun. I like it. I mean, I find it funny. I find Michelle funny. Some of the characters we have, El Stevo is certainly a character. Jin is a talented artist.
Yeah, Jin is talented. I'll give you that. I'm looking forward to seeing more of his animated cartoons. I know that Patty has mentioned to me that she'd like to see more of his work too. Did Krista and a few others. So, but okay. So you got involved with this through TNCC, and you noticed that it's something that you like doing. What were you doing prior to doing YouTube videos with Cringe Report? I know.
Prior to YouTube, what I do other than YouTube, I guess you would say, is I like doing music. I have a regular 9-to-5 job, but I also am a musician, and I do music work for various people on the side, here and there. You can book me through a Fiverr store or through my website for basically any audio needs you may have. Writing music, mixing music, scoring a commercial.
And in the music scene, where do you think we're going with the resurgence of vinyl?
Where are we going?
Where are we going with it? I mean, what's your opinion about how vinyl records are making a comeback?
They're making a slight comeback for now. I think it's a money grab from big studios. They can sell music that's really difficult to listen to for extremely high prices. Of course, you go to a thrift store and buy vinyl, but you're not going to find any new records usually there. And even thrift stores, after they notice how popular the records got, raise their prices for records. So it's temporary, of course, but it's nice. I like vinyl.
I know that there's been some new albums that have been made in vinyl, of course, and it is more expensive. Versus, say, back when the records were... right now, record sales are at an all-time high. Since 1987, we're seeing a huge inrush of people buying new vinyl. Even though it's kind of niche, we're seeing more turntables come into the hands of the millennials, but also some of the older people are reinvesting in the vinyl collection. How do you think that compares to the situation with the electronic music systems that we have, like iPods and MP3 and other forms of media downloads?
Well, how do you compare them? One is really easy to listen to, and the other is like is an entire hobby to listen to. You can play one record. You have to know how to find the correct groove.
You know that
to put a song.
you know that like Amazon. I think on Amazon, if you buy an album, you can get the MP3 downloads as part of the bundle. So it kind of gives you kind of a both. So you still got the physical media, but you also got the ability to download the album in electronic direct formats. So some people may buy just a record for the artwork, and then just listen to the MP3s.
Yes.
Instead.
I mean, I have a fun setup at home where I have a vinyl a record player hooked up to speakers, and it's very easy to just pop a record on and play it through good speakers. But if I had a choice, I would use digital. I'd use my iTunes account.
Speaking of digital, how do you think studios like mine that are predominantly still analog versus what you guys do on Grinch Report and on your channel, which is mostly digital?
I have I could record an HD video in 5 seconds and have it on YouTube in 5 seconds. Very minimal work. Michelle has a cool setup of all analog equipment, and it takes an extraordinarily long time compared to what I could do to get a lower quality video. So I enjoy analog. It's fun as a hobby. It's fun to see a mixer and turn the knobs and everything. But for practical purposes, I could never do an entirely analog studio because it's not efficient anymore.
But of course, you do realize, of course, one thing that analog has going for it is that you can get secondhand equipment today for a lot less money.
Very cheap.
Even professional gear.
Yes, and the audio quality of good analog is still better than the audio quality of good digital.
I would say, like, I've heard this as an old expression, I don't quite disagree with it, a good worker does not blame his tools for his mistakes.
That's true.
I don't think it matters if it's analog or digital, if it's NTSC or PAL, or I shoot PAL, but people don't realize what the difference is. But what it comes down to is I get a little more vertical resolution than I do with NTSC. But what do you... when you see what do you think the future is with YouTube, especially given the new censorship and the concerns that and also the changes that they made to the YouTube Partner Program?
YouTube kind of has a monopoly on the good content that you want to watch online. Twitch has a good, live streaming service. Real.video is nowhere near compared to YouTube standards yet, but I would love nothing more than for another popular video service to come out, because I enjoy InfoWars and Alex Jones, and they basically have wiped him clean of YouTube. So I don't like censorship of anything.
Do you think that since YouTube and several other major media sites said Alex Jones had violated the terms of service, do you think they should exactly show where he violated the terms of service instead of just saying it's none of your damn business, as they've said to several reporters that they would not tell them where he supposedly violated the terms of service?
Yeah, they should have to identify what they're banning him for, but even what they're banning him for I don't think is right, because it's just picking and choosing political sides, and to me, all you do by silencing somebody, especially like Alex Jones, is give them more credibility than maybe they even deserve.
Because, I mean, from what I read, one opinion editorial, it sounded to me that the reason why they would not say is probably because the real truth is they really couldn't necessarily find a place where he violated the terms of service, and that if they openly say where he explain what the rules were, and you went back and read the terms of service yourself, you realize that they are basically blowing smoke out of their anus. I think that could be a possibility. However, recently Alex Jones did say something wrong and was temporarily suspended from Twitter for 7 days. But he really did say something, and they did confirm where it said in the terms of service where he violated the rules for 7 days. So I think Twitter at least was willing to show where he violated the rules. Whereas Facebook, what's their violation? Doesn't say. What about YouTube?
They're still picking and choosing which prominent people to ban, because that Asian woman who wants to murder white people that everybody knows about, it's totally fine if she does that. But if Alex Jones says, arm yourself, Twitter is going to ban him for a week for it. Just ban him and kick him off. Just get it over with. Everybody knows it's coming.
I mean, I think of it this way. I think what's going on is, could it be, this is kind of an opinion here, could it be the main issue is that YouTube is trying to appease, not YouTube specifically, but all of them, are trying to appease the Chinese. China has very strict rules about censorship, and that Alex Jones has a notorious habit of doing things that definitely make the Chinese government uncomfortable.
Well, that's one of his main points that he always says, and since YouTube and Facebook and Twitter are so quick to ban him after saying it, why shouldn't I believe it? If you're going to silence it and say that the person who's spouting it off shouldn't be able to say it, then and you just keep going. The big thing is, the Sandy Hook, the Sandy Hook, the Sandy Hook. Well, I forget what the specific false flag was.
They're saying is that the children's deaths were staged.
I know specifically.
At least that's what they were saying, but he never said that.
There was a specific leak of...
as far as the issue with 9/11 saying it was an inside job, I think it could have been right, because you don't normally give some foreign national flight training to learn how to fly a commercial airliner, especially from countries that are considered red herring countries. So I think that could be very true, that there definitely was something going on with the 9/11 conspiracy theory.
Operation Northwoods. It was a failed CIA military operation where the American government was going to attack American citizens and stage it as being Cuba so that we could go to war with Cuba. Mm-hmm. So if the American government, and this is true proof, this is something that
I've heard that, yeah.
It's real. You can look up Operation Northwoods. If the American government was willing...
Except one very valid question is that the people that were actually piloting the planes weren't Cubans.
No. I'm not talking about 9/11.
Oh, okay.
This is unrelated to 9/11. I was just checking the name. The point is, if America was openly willing to attack its own citizens to stage a war, to start a war with a country, mm-hmm. then why shouldn't you question what they do and things that happen? Because the minute you stop questioning things, like if they were, the point is, if they were going to try it and didn't do it, then who's to say they didn't do it for 9/11 or didn't do it for any particular mass shooting, not even Sandy Hook? You should be able to question things.
Yeah, you should be able to question them, and you shouldn't be told to shut up. Especially since Alex Jones was right. Like I said, I do think that this 9/11 was definitely a plant. Too many hanging threads.
Okay, I don't know about that. I can't say.
But don't forget that there already was a prior attempt to bring down the World Trade Center in the 1990s. And even the guy who the question said, "Oh, we'll bring it down next time." Now, that means how did he know that there would be a next time? I'll leave that for you to figure out. So I want to get to the next question, because before we both die of heat exhaustion, it's hot right now. Where do you want to see your presence on YouTube, Cringe Report, and the documentary? What's your future plans, say, in the short term and maybe in the long term?
For the Cringe Report, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. It doesn't take a ton of work or time out of what my already limited free time is. I just want to keep enjoying it. I don't want it to ever feel like work or like a chore to do. If it starts to feel like that, I don't want to continue doing it. As for the documentary, I just think I stumbled onto something interesting. I'm in a...
Right. In your daytime job, you're an accountant.
Well, I'm not an accountant. I work in accounting. I'm not an accountant. That's my 9-to-5 job. But I am in an uncomfortable situation right now. I don't feel... I'm very much out of my element here. I don't like to travel. I don't like to be social. I am ready to drink myself to sleep. I wasn't able to bring anybody with me here. I'm by myself, traveling.
Right. But at least, so sort of like me, you're comfortable pretty much doing things pretty much by yourself. In your case, when you look at a tax receipt or sales receipt, it's familiar territory.
Yeah.
Where when I look at things in electronics or mechanical devices, that's my familiar territory.
Yes.
So whereas just like my live streams to me is a new challenge, it's the same for you. It's like it's way out of your league of comfort.
Yes. But I am glad I'm here doing this. I had to do this because I think I'm the closest person to Michelle who has the capabilities and funds to invest in doing this project on my own. I hope it brings her success. That's a big part of it. I am not too concerned with any success that it would bring me, but I want people to see this specific project.
Okay, last question, and then we're going to both wrap this up, and that's this one. What do you think from meeting me in person versus just seeing me on the computer screen?
What do I think about you in person?
Yeah, meeting me in person versus what you see on TV.
You are this. I mean, what you see is what you get. You're not missing anything. Michelle gives you a very good glimpse into her life with her videos. You're not really anything. I hope that what I can bring is a more cohesive angle to her and her life, and a different, a third-party view look at her as opposed to from her first-person view that she gives. You'll get to see her in HD quality. Maybe that will make her look a little different, but she's a nice person, Michelle. She has quite the jerry-rigged setup here. It's impressive for what it is. I could go to the store and, short of buying two Macs, her equipment is very affordable and it's nothing insane. It's really taking other people's junk and turning it into a working setup. So, maybe she spends money on equipment here and there that some people who watch disagree with, but I spend much more money on much less. So, I can't come down too hard on her.
I guess that brings up one last, and I will make it last because, first of all, I'm basically getting hot too. All right, here it is. Do you consider me to be what some alleged, saying that I was a welfare bum?
Michelle, I never thought you were a welfare bum.
I know, you never said I was
You don't get hung up on people. People are going to call you names, and if this documentary takes off, the names are only going to get worse. You're not a welfare bum. No. I hate social programs, and I'm a little bit extreme with it, and I know that about myself, but you are why certain safety nets exist. I do think you're very intelligent and absolutely capable of working some jobs, but you're not you are not a welfare bum, put it that way. People are going to call you that. People are going to get a rise out of you and try to get you angry and get a reaction because it's entertaining on the live stream. When you get frustrated, I still remember word for word things that you have said in the past when you're frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
It's entertaining, but don't let people calling you. You don't have to prove anything. I'm looking at your apartment. I have your financial statements, which we'll show in the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a welfare queen. And I mean, I don't know what else to say.
The point is I used the money for what I said I was going to use it for. It says I don't use it to buy alcohol, cigarettes, and stuff like that. And I am trying to better myself.
Nothing I can say, though, is going to stop people from saying that about you. So don't worry about it so much. And if people say it to you and call you a welfare queen and you're taking advantage of the system, argue with them if you want, but don't hold on to it. You know, it's great content for your live streams.
Mm-hmm.
It gets people interacting. But I'll let you answer the phone.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'm going to take this phone call. And thanks, guys, for watching this very long piece. Bye-bye.